Alrighty, guys, I'm following yet another winning day of personal sports bets on my website yesterday. We're now a staggering 12-0 in my last 12 crowd pleaser teasers on that site. And once again, guys, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Thursday, April 6, 2023. My name is Brock Page, and I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, guys, we are 12-0, my last 12 crowd pleaser teasers on that website. And if you want to see a full video breakdown of every single one of my personal plays here today, the only way to do that is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman package on my website. Now, chairmen get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just $3.33 a day. And as an added bonus, guys, you're also going to get access to my chairman podcast as well. I currently have over 545 members who are signed up and active on that website right now. And you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. What I do on my website is I actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Cavaliers at the Magic, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Orlando's -8, totals 219. And even though the Magic have nothing to play for, they've been absolute covering machines over the past month or so. Orlando covered in their last 10 straight, and they're also in the top 3 in the league in defensive boards at home. Wendell Carter grabs nearly 7 defensive boards a game. He's also scoring 15.5 points per contest. Meanwhile, Paolo Banchero, he's scoring a team-high 20 points per game himself. They're facing a Cleveland squad who's sitting any and all players of significance here today. LeVert, Allen, Mitchell, Windler, Garland, Okoro, and Mobley. They're all going to be out of uniform tonight. But even when this team is mostly healthy, this is a club who really doesn't rebound well on offense. Cleveland's currently in the bottom 5 in offensive rebounding on the road. When it comes to the total, Cleveland saw unders recently against the likes of the Pacers, Hawks, and Rockets. They've also been held to just 102 points a game in their last 10 meetings with Orlando. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, the Magic went 6-3 to the under in their last 9 themselves. They also saw 7 out of their last 10 meetings with Cleveland stay under the total. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Give me the Magic -8, under 219. Next game, Heat, Sixers, 7:30 Eastern start time. Philadelphia's -3, totals 220.5. Now, Philadelphia is the best three-point shooting team in the game. James Harden and George Niang, they're drilling nearly 40% of their long balls. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid leads the NBA in points per game. When it comes to defensive play, the Sixers are in the top 5 in defensive points per contest. Now, they're facing a Miami team on the other side who has all kinds of problems on offense. These guys are scoring fewer points a game than any other team in the NBA. And no real surprise here, guys. The Heat have the worst offensive field goal percentage on the road in the entire league. Now, injury-wise, Lowry and Adebayo are questionable. Jovic's still out. Meanwhile, for Philly on the other side, Melton and Maxey are banged up. Keep an eye on them. And when it comes to the total, the Sixers went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, Miami saw 4 out of their last 5 on the road stay under the total themselves. Give me the Sixers -3, under 220.5. Next ball game, Blazers, Spurs, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. San Antonio's -4, totals 228. The Spurs failed to cover in 6 out of their last 8. And they're actually tied with Houston for the fewest wins in the Western Conference. And speaking of, nobody was speaking of defensive performance, but when it comes to defensive performance, the Spurs are allowing more points a game than any other franchise in the NBA. They're facing a Portland squad who covered in their last 2 straight. covers against the likes of Memphis and Minnesota. They also covered more recently against the likes of Oklahoma City, Utah. And when it comes to the injury report, Lillard, Nurkic, Grant, Winslow, Simons, Little, Johnson, and Baji, they're all out. And in addition to that, Sharp, Watford, Reddish, Thibault, Eubanks, and Knox, they're all listed as questionable. Meanwhile, for San Antonio on the other side, big list of guys here, on the injury report. McDermott, Graham, Birch, Vassell, Sochan, they're all out. Meanwhile, Langford, Johnson, and Collins are questionable. When it comes to the total, San Antonio saw overs against the likes of the Kings, Warriors, and Jazz. They're also 23-16 to the over in the AT&T Center. Meanwhile, Portland saw overs against the likes of the Kings, Bulls, and Jazz. Give me Portland +4 over 228. Next ball game, Thunder, Jazz, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Oklahoma City's -6, totals 238. Now, OKC's fighting for their playoff lives here. They have the same record as Dallas, as both teams are sharing 10th place with only 2 more games to go, respectively. When it comes to offensive production, this is a top 5 scoring team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he averages a team-best 31.5 points per contest. He's also drilling 91% of his free throws. Meanwhile, Jalen Williams is making 52% of his attempts from the field. Now, they're facing a Utah team who allows 118 points a game. They took the loss in 7 out of their last 8. Now, injury-wise, Rudy Gay, Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, and Colin Sexton, they're all sitting out. When it comes to the total, Utah went 80% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City saw overs against the likes of Golden State, Phoenix, and Charlotte. Give me OKC -6 over 238. Next and final matchup, Nuggets, Suns, 10 o'clock East. Phoenix is -7, totals 223. Now, the Red Hot Suns won their last 6 straight. They covered 5 times during that stretch. They're also 27-12 in their own arena. They allow fewer points a game at home than any other team in the NBA except for one. DeAndre Ayton has a handful of blocks on the season. He also grabs 7.5 defensive rebounds. Meanwhile, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, they're averaging well over 25 points a night, respectively. When it comes to the total, Phoenix saw 4 out of their last 5 stay under the line. Meanwhile, the Suns are 23-16 of the under in their own arena as well. Now, Denver on the other side, they saw their last 10 straight all stay under the total. Give me Phoenix -7 under 223. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Magic -8 under 219. Philadelphia -3 under 220.5. Portland +4 over 228. Oklahoma City -6 over 238. With my next and final pick for the video, give me Phoenix -7 under 223.